Hey you guys, it's me Kiana coming at you again today, and this is part 3 to the video series I'm doing today, and it's basically for all dieters, but specifically because I am on the Atkins diet. I'm gearing a lot of the things towards low carbers and or Atkins dieters. So this, as you all will be able to see, can be applied to any diet for that matter. But at this point right now, I'm going to talk about some things that you're going to experience being on the Atkins diet. I've already talked about in part 1 the withdrawal when you first go on the Atkins diet and the stage where you're going to have the flu-like symptoms, and they call that the Atkins flu. We're going to move on now to some other things that maybe you won't know or don't know. Now, I just got a message the other day from a young lady, and as you all know, it's hundreds of people now that's on the Atkins program since I've been on it. And because of my journey and because of my results, they have embarked on it and been successful at it. And you'll often see it on the comments on the videos. Any videos dealing with the Atkins program, you'll see people saying, you know, I've been on the program that you showed us for now, 2-3 weeks. I've lost 11, 12, 13, 14 pounds. So just make sure you read the comments, and that'll just basically give you some kind of encouragement as well. Besides what I'm doing and besides any research that you do yourself. But a young lady contacted me and was telling me about, well, actually she asked me, do I have any type of swelling at times, because she finds that she does swell at times. And I don't really address this. I addressed it in the beginning if you go back on my Atkins videos, but I haven't really had too many problems with it. And we often, when we're on a diet, we get so hung up on, eating and things like that, that I find that many people don't talk about things that your body is actually going through, whether that's mentally, whether that's physically, whether it's environmental, whether it's, things that you're eating, whether it's in your control or not in your control. We often don't talk about these things. We often just focus on what's actually going in our mouth, and that's it. So I pride myself on being able to express these things to you guys, because it basically prepares you. Even if it doesn't prepare you and you already experience these things as well, it basically puts a voice on what we're going through, and it makes you feel like, hey, I'm not alone. Okay, so I wanted to talk about the swelling that may occur. Now, in the beginning, because I was not as informed about the Atkins program and low carb, I enjoyed the fact that I could eat sausage and bacon and processed meats and still lose. And that was in the first couple of days, and I've expressed that on my videos. The thing is that the Atkins program is great, I believe, because you're able to customize it to your liking, to what works for your body as well. Because you'll grow to learn whether you're intentionally trying to do this or not intentionally trying to. You'll grow to learn actually what works for you. Some may be trial and error, and in the beginning I did have trial and error concerns, and that's one of the reasons I had the swelling. But eventually you'll learn automatically what works for you. My body actually, at this point of being on it for 3 months and 5 days already, and that doesn't sound like a long time, but already I can tell when I'm retaining water instantly, because I can actually tell it, because I'll tell you what my body feels. This is the comment I make to Daddy itself. He'll say, how you feeling today or whatever, and I say, I feel fat. Now, everybody knows I'm already fat, but some days I just feel fatter than others. Some days I feel real sluggish. Some days I feel not really real sluggish. Let me rephrase that. I don't feel real sluggish, but I don't feel like I have as much energy as I do most days. Okay. Some days I feel like, my skin is tight or something. And I know that's because I've retained water for whatever reasons. Maybe not even just the time of the month. It may be for whatever reasons. Now, after being on the diet for 3 months or 5 days, I also know what works for me. I am able to eat bacon and sausage and stuff like that, but in the beginning, I wanted it every day. Why? Because I could. And I was excited to be able to be on a diet that I actually can eat those things and still lose weight. Okay? Still pounds coming off. Every time I go to the doctor, everything was fine. My sugar levels was good. I was excited to be able to eat that and still do those, have those results. But I had to learn what works for me. And for me, I'm just discussing for me, I eat those things, but I every certain amount of days eat it. Example, if today I have for breakfast bacon and an omelet, okay? If I have that, then the next 2 days or 3 days I won't have no bacon at all. Another example, if I have processed meats for lunch with a chef salad, what I do is I make sure that I don't have salted nuts too that day. Are you understanding what I'm saying? So it's all about finding a balance, and that's why I love the Atkins diet, is because I'm able to have such a wide array of choices. These choices are not the traditional deprived diet choices, and I can customize it. By you having that array, it gives you a lot of room to customize things and meals that you want to eat, but still have huge results. Are you understanding what I'm saying? So, the swelling. I experienced swelling in the beginning because I was eating a little bit more processed meats or a little bit more salted meats like bacon and sausage than my body can tolerate. Again, you may can eat sausage and eggs every day. And I know a lot of men, that have been on the Atkins program, and every day they ate omelets and sausage for breakfast every morning for like a year or two. Okay? Bo Wolf on here. I just talked to him yesterday. He's one of like most famous people on YouTube for the Atkins diet. And I think he works for Atkins too. But he eats, or I don't know if he do now, but he used to eat sausage and eggs every day. Okay? Obviously, it didn't affect his body. But me, I know that I can't eat it every single day, days in a row. So I found what they call your happy medium. And I found that. And that's what you're going to have to do. What can happen? Well, not just any health issues, because to be honest, a lot of people eat like that on the low carb or Atkins diet, and their test results are great. Okay, so not even just about the health issues, but you will or may experience swelling. Now, this swelling may come in the form of your hands, your feet, your legs, and all that. So again, it's about finding what works for you. Next, another issue you may have swelling, not drinking enough water. And the reason why I know this is because, as you all know, water has been a struggle for me. Drinking and consuming water. Well, now it's much easier. But in the beginning, literally, you guys, it was like making me drink the worst kind of laxative in the world. Okay? So, what you want to do is force yourself to drink that water. I know firsthand, even not too long ago, recently, that I actually swelled a little bit, felt a little extra fat that day, because for the past 2 days before that, for the prior 2 days before that, I actually was trying to skimp on my water intake. And you're not doing anything, you guys, but harming yourself. You're not getting away with anything. And sometimes our mind becomes childlike like that. I think that sometimes we be like, when we're on a diet or we've been on it for a while and we've been successful at it, we try to trick our mind and say, nobody's looking. We try to trick our mind and say, oh, we can get away with that because, see, after all, whatever. So, no, you're not tricking anybody. You're not fooling anybody. And in fact, you're just harming yourself. So, make sure you drink enough water. Make sure your processed meat and your pork products or whatever are at a level that's acceptable for your body to be able to handle without any negative, results. Another thing, salt. If salt intake is your issue, if in fact it's your issue, this kind of piggybacks on the processed meat, but if in fact that's your issue, salt, what you want to do is, again, find a happy medium. It may be you rinse off your sunflower seeds. And what I sometimes do, and I don't talk about it, that's why when everybody say, what's the salt level and everything, or if they hint around to you shouldn't eat that many sunflower seeds or whatever. A lot of people don't know. I don't do it every single bag, but a lot of people don't know when I get those bags from Walgreens, they're resealable. What I do is I rinse them off, lay them on a cookie sheet, and put them in the oven, and that dries them right back up. But after you rinse them off, the salt is gone. Okay, the bulk of the salt is gone. Putting them in the oven for a few minutes is just drying them out. Then I just simply use the same resealable bag, throw them back in the bag, and here I got saltless sunflower seeds. It's still a little hint of salt, so it's not like you're eating just something that's plain. But as far as to have that bulk of salt, you don't have to have it. And it won't affect you, the same way as if salt is your issue. Now, as for me, I don't have any high blood pressure. Never did. But again, because of the swelling and because I don't want to have any high blood pressure, it's ways to get around things, and it's ways to figure out what works best for Pootie. Sit down. Best for your body. Pootie, sit down. Get off of that makeup. So, yeah. So I hope that has helped answer any questions people have had about swelling. Next, I want to go on to bowels. Now, I told you in the beginning on part 1 that I'm going to be talking about some things that, I'm going to do it tactfully, and I'm going to do it as classy as possible, remaining a lady, and also talking about some things that, that a lot of people don't talk about. Because we on Atkins eat a lot more vegetables than most people think, and I've talked about that in part 2, about the misconceptions of Atkins program. Because we eat a lot of leafy vegetables, you are going to have large quantities of bowel movements. And it's not necessarily the number of bowel movements, but you're going to have bowel movements that has a lot in it, okay? And that's kind of good because you're getting rid of, your body is being cleaned as well of things that was already left in there for a long time. And without getting too graphic and without getting too deep into it, your body holds years worth of toxins, worth of waste, and it's eliminating from years, not only from what you're eating now. So I find that when I do have a bowel movement, which happens to be every morning, and I never was that type of person where I had a bowel movement every morning. Usually before it was just sporadic, okay? But every morning now I have one. And I find that it's a large volume, Pootie, it's a large volume of it. So, on that note, let me go ahead and take care of him real quick. I'm going to go ahead and end this video. And the next video will be on another subject, but again, something that needs to be talked about. The meat and potatoes, about low carb or any dieting for that matter. And also, I got y'all today. Got my paper. Alright, you guys. Coupon matchups too today. And also, cooking spaghetti with our noodles that have no carbs and no calories. Let's try it. Be blessed.